Today's episode is brought to you by Grumpy Graphics, Aberdeen's vehicle branding and wrapping specialists. If you want to turn your vehicle into a moving advert for your business, their expert team can design and install high-quality wraps that get your brand noticed everywhere you go. From single vans to fleets, Grumpy Graphics creates bold, eye-catching designs that help businesses stand out on the road. A professionally wrapped vehicle works for you 24 hours a day, promoting your business wherever you drive. To see their latest work or get a quote, search Grampian Graphics on social media. Grampian Graphics, style that sticks.
This week on the Sheepfiddlers podcast, we bring you all the latest Aberdeen news before we revisit the period where hope slowly turned into frustration. Jimmy Thelin's pressure began to build and Aberdeen's season began to unravel. Welcome back to part 2 of the Sheepfiddlers season review. When we left off, there was a sense of things that were beginning to click for Jimmy Thelin's side. The Dons had put in an impressive performance against a strong Shakhtar side. The goals were finally starting to flow in the league, and back-to-back victories had supporters wondering if these were signs that Jimmy Thelin's side might finally be turning a corner. After a difficult start to the campaign, confidence was growing, momentum was building, and there was genuine belief that the team were ready to kick on. Unfortunately, this is Aberdeen Football Club we're talking about. What followed was season-defining run of European trips, late goals, defensive calamities, moments of brilliance, moments of madness, and gradual unravelling of a team that never quite managed to put all the pieces together. Before we jump into the season review and reopen some old wounds, let's bring things back to the present and take a look at the latest Aberdeen news. So, first off the bat, Stuart Milne is stepping down from the board after 32 years. What do we think of that, lads?
At the time, maybe, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
He technically stepped down. I know he's been in the background as a non-executive, whatever, but I think... Yeah, I mean, you stepped down already, but I wonder what's going on there.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a random one to just suddenly...
Yeah. Like, I do think he's over the years, he was portrayed as a pantomime villain. He was blamed for a lot of things that had gone wrong at the club. We should have been spending more money, but I think without him, I don't think we would still have a club. He was the one who... when Setanta went bust in a lot of clubs, ended up either in administration or close to it.
Yeah.
He never put us anywhere near that. He, said if the bank wants the debt, he'll pay it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a weird one.
As what he's done for the club is, as you say, he's done everything right for the club. He's also fan of the club as well, which helps the situation. I think it's just random news. Random night, I just find it's just weird, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I mean, off the back of his company folding a year ago, possibly something to do with that.
The thing is, he didn't have anything to do with that. He'd sold the company when it folded.
True. Yeah, it's just a thing. I mean, yeah, I've always felt he's been a very divisive figure amongst Aberdeen fans. Yeah. I've never quite known why, because I just quite like the guy. He just seems like a normal gadge.
Yeah.
And I think it is actual fact that if it wasn't for him, we would have died as a club.
Yeah,
Now you could argue that someone else might have come in and saved us, but the fact is he did.
Yeah,
he did reach into his own pocket, kept us going.
It's quite interesting, well, because if you look at, like with Celtic, Fergus McCann was a very divisive figure.
Yeah,
and if it wasn't for him, they were fucked.
Well,
they were
he's a legend now with Celtic. So.
Yeah, but at the time, I remember so many people hating him. maybe in a few years' time, he'll be Stuart Milne will be remembered a bit more favourably as well.
Yeah, he thought so, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not
I
a
like
problem.
to do his time here.
Yeah.
He brought in McInnes and gave us however many second places in a row. And
Yeah,
That's true.
very true. So next up, we've got the best kept secret in Aberdeen. It's finally been let out of the bag.
What's that?
Macron is our new kit supplier.
Holy shit! Are you serious?
Aye.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Didn't know that, no.
Oh,
No.
That
Seems
is fresh news.
it seems like half of Aberdeen's kit up for a year.
Oh, well, I must be the other happy of things. I didn't hear that.
it's been like almost a full season of every time I see a Macron kit going like, oh, that's what we might look like.
Yeah, that's true.
An interesting cameo in the advert as well. A lot of people putting 2 and 2 together and getting 6 million by the looks of things. Try to think.
That's what it's going to cost for me.
At no point did it cross my mind that could be him, but when someone said it, I was like, nah, that's just stupid. There's no way that would happen. And then I jump on Facebook and I see that post of something's coming, and I was like, no.
No. I mean, that would be...
Like 5 seconds of like, oh, they've done it, haven't they? And I need to know how I'm going to react to this.
I think, in terms of the deal itself, I think it's good. It's a nice, fresh approach, you know what I mean? Something different. And I think if you look at, as you talk about kits from other people that have had Macron, they look decent. I mean, Dundee, for example, every year you always go, oh, that's top's nice. I know it's Dundee, but like...
Yeah.
I think the big thing for us, though, like, just Macron are not as big as Adidas, so we will get more out of this. Like, we'll get slightly more say.
Yeah.
See if we come up with a nice kit like we have the Northern Lights kit or the white and gold one last season. We just kept selling out because they didn't make enough.
Yeah, that was a big issue with Adidas.
With Macron, I don't know how shirt sales works and all that, but I feel like we would get more of what we wanted with them.
Because we'll be the bigger fish to them in a way. So they'll want to make sure that deal goes sweet.
It's a record-breaking deal. I don't know if that's record-breaking for us or for them.
I don't actually know how it works. I don't know.
Surely we're not the biggest thing in Macron's roster.
No, there's Bologna and all that as well.
Yeah, you've got Bologna, you've got Scotland, the rugby.
They do, yeah. But
they do rugby. Glasgow Warriors as well.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see. I think it'll be interesting to see, as you just pointed out there, about like Northern Lights kit. It's sold out.
I think we might get
Adidas,
some more stuff like that.
But it's sold out with Adidas, and people were waiting for tops for ages and ages. Where I think Macron will have, from what I've heard, Macron don't ever have a problem with supply.
Yeah,
like they'll meet demand, no problem.
Part of it is Adidas want to do these like, we're releasing batches. You now have to pay more for them. Like, it's a limited item. I've never seen Macron doing that. They might start doing it once they get bigger, but at least to begin with, we'll get the kits though. Once they release them, everyone can buy them effectively.
Just be interesting to see what they're going to look like.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it's supposed to be in the next few weeks. Well, by the end of June, we should know what they look like. Really.
Yeah.
So
definitely interesting times ahead on that front. So as Liam said there was, a little snippet came out from the club just before this next announcement to do with the video with who was holding up the paper. So the club have made us believe that it was 6'6" centre back Dan Happy, who joins from Leyton Orient. Another free transfer for us because when his contract runs out with the League One side. An experienced player, has played over 250 games for the Orient and got 2 promotions in that time as well.
Very well.
Some of the comments are quite interesting on him. Some Orient fans are disappointed that he's leaving. Some are making out that he's injury prone. But I think, 250 games, you're going to pick up knocks occasionally.
No, yeah. That's just fun, isn't it?
If you're 6'6",
yeah,
you put yourself out.
Yeah,
you ain't going to work. Like, if you stretch that much.
Yeah, you look. I think it just kind of gives you the Ash Taylor vibe a little bit when you see how tall he is and that big. And then we're missing that out.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've been calling for. Yeah, someone huge.
You just want, as soon as the ball comes in, you just want him to be the one that's going and winning it.
I'm going to win it, and Knoster being the guy that sweeps up and wins the tackles, blocks shots. That's quite good. And then you've got Jack Milne to learn from both of them.
Yeah.
And Malloy to come in as
the
well.
amount of defence options we've got is either we're getting rid of people and we're still playing a back four, or he is planning on playing 3 in the back.
Yeah. It does look like a 3.
It does look like it's going to be a 3, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, also signing, I think, good experience. I
want to see the guy before I judge him.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
There's a lot online of people not happy with him, and I can't understand why.
There's a lot of people who are not happy with all the signings we've made already, but yeah, there's arguments to say a lot of them are experienced players that will do the job and fight for the shirt, and what do we all say about mentality about our squad.
250 games in League One is
impressive.
That's good enough for the Scottish Premiership.
Yeah.
So he's got to be all right.
Well, he started off in...
He's not old either.
No, he's not that old, no.
28, 29 or something like that.
Yeah, so...
Well, he started off in the conference. Got promotion from the conference to 2, and then promotion to League One. So he's obviously, I would have said in his spell, he'll have played at both ends of a table.
Yeah.
You know, a newly promoted side and then a team challenging to go up.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of what Aberdeen seasons are. You know, one season up the top, one season down the bottom. So
I think it'll come with leadership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounds of it as well. So it's what we need to.
Got to be positive about it.
100%.
Rumours are we're interested in Jude Arthurs, the midfielder who was captain at Bromley until his contract will be running out and he's leaving. Although Scott Burns says there's nothing in this.
Yes,
Probably him then.
Don't always believe everything Scott Burns says.
No, but he's not a bad measuring stick, to be honest.
No, but I mean, even if it is not true, the type of players, that's someone who's a captain of a team. Again, mentality. Talking about, the players who want to be leaders in the team. I think that's what I take from that. Even if we're not signing them, this guy, and it isn't true story, and it's just agents bumming things up. I think we can see the mentality. The people we're trying to go for is, the right attitudes, the right desire. Or people.
If we're going for solidified football players rather than teenagers who look like they could be something.
Yeah. It's getting that balance right. So most Scottish journalistic outputs online or in papers reckon we're going to be signing Connor Ronan from Colorado Rapids. So he previously worked for Stephen Robinson at St Mirren. He didn't sign him. It was Goodwin that signed him. But obviously he did work with him for the rest from February that season till the end of the season. So is this going to happen, or does this feel like an Alan Gow situation? Always linked with us, but never actually comes.
I think Alan Gow is still being linked with us. Jesus.
Alan Gow was good on Championship manager. Different ballgame. I think it'll happen. I think there's a lot of talk in the paper, and what I've read is the 15th of June is when the transfer window opens, and that's when that'll be announced effectively. I think it's a good sign. He comes from, obviously, when he was at St Mirren last on loan, he also was at Wolves, and he was good. He was good in the Scottish League.
Yeah.
You can only think that him going to America, he's just gained more experience. In first team football. So yeah, I think it'll be a good sign. From what I remember at St Mirren, he was that attacking midfielder.
Goal scoring,
yeah. Very energetic in the midfield as well. I think creativity-wise would be great.
Last time we were talking about, so we got the new midfielders in, and we we're going, maybe the one thing we need now in midfield is a number 10 type.
Yeah,
I think
I think that solves it, and stop signing midfielders at that point.
Agreed. There's also been paper talk that the club are looking to reduce the wage bill and the size of the first team squad, but the board will have funds available for the manager if the right player is available to immediately improve the squad. Interesting.
So no more projects.
No,
we're not going
to.
Which to me, personally, I would prefer that means we then stick by the projects we've started.
Yes.
Not just bun them off and start with, yes, we've all said we want to sign experienced players who are good at the league, but it is still exciting when you've got some teenager you don't know much about. He comes through and becomes something that you can sell
Yeah.
for a lot of money. So
Yeah.
don't completely stop with that.
No, I think that's a good point, and it takes us on to, rumours are that Milanovic, Bilalovic, and Keskinen may be on their way out the exit door. I think I'd be upset with losing Keskinen. If the money's right, if this is 7 figures and not 1 million, 2, 3, 4 million pound, yeah, I don't think that's the type of money we can turn down. But I don't think he should be leaving for anything cheap. The other two, I don't know. I don't know if they're worth keeping or not. I really don't. I think there is a player in there, both of them. But if we can get the right offer to get them off our wage books, and it's beneficial, I think maybe we should with them, but definitely not Keskinen.
No,
It might be a surprise with the amount I've ripped into the two of them on this podcast, but it would really upset me if we let all three of them go. Because if we let one of them go, fair enough, I could accept that. I think that's fair enough. Once you're letting two go, I think that's why did you buy them? Bought both of them, bought two of them last season. But I'm like you, I think there is very much a player in Keskinen, and he needs to be given a shot as our main winger.
Yeah.
Not bringing in a Jesper Karlsson to take minutes off of him. Like, give him a go.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say to that would be is it depends what Robertson's planning to do tactically. If he's planning on playing the way we played at the end of the season,
No wingers.
There's no wingers, right?
Yeah.
So I completely agree with you in respect of all three can't go. What would to do? They might not be able to sell all three anyway, for starters. Keskinen looks like there's people touting about. So I think if you're going to get, as you said, money of like 2, 3, 4 million pounds for him as a player with a sell on, I would be cashing in.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to play. You're potentially not going to play him anyway.
Yeah.
And then I would personally, Milanovic and Bilovic, would put them on loan. And I've been on loan anywhere in the world. I don't.
Yeah.
Even if Milanovic went back to Australia for a year or whatever, 6 months.
Football.
They both need to play football.
Yeah.
And actually, to be honest with you, they both need to be playing football away from Scottish football, because the amount of their confidence in the way they've been treated by Aberdeen fans over the last year. I'm not saying that the players are right in this because they've not performed to that level, but their confidence is absolutely shot. We talked about Milanovic in the pod saying how he came from Australia and we thought he was going to be the next big thing. He hasn't done it.
No.
So his confidence is absolutely shot, and we need to give the people a chance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. Don't know what.
So I mean, I think Keskinen, if we get money for Keskinen, I would sell.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell him. I want to keep him. But if you're going to
If you're
offer a
looking
couple of
now,
million
it's
or
like
whatever.
one to have in the, or look at the three of them to have in the starting 11. You go for Keskinen
100%.
and let the other two go, but doesn't mean there's not a player in the other two.
No,
And
but I think as well as if he's going to be doing two up top, Keskinen and Bilalovic are the better options to be able to play in that system.
they're both that sort of in between striker.
Yeah.
Milanovic is a winger.
Keskinen has played as part of a front two for us on more than one occasion.
I mean, as I say, if you don't get rid of them, you've got the flexibility to go to the 4-3 you talked about, or he plays what he played last year with like 5 at the back, 3 at the back, whatever you want to say. It gives them the options, and he does keep them, but they're not going to play a lot. So, it depends on what they're thinking of doing.
Yeah. If they let all three go, you kind of hope they do bring in another winger.
Yeah.
Even if we are going to go with 2 strikers, not play wingers, it is good just to have that sort of player in your squad. Because even though, they're naturally, they go out on the wing, a winger can play through the middle behind strikers. So
Yeah.
Plus, I would worry that Finlay Marshall is then dropping right out of the equation if we're not playing any wingers at all.
I think best case scenario would be Keskinen stays, the other 2 go out on loan.
Yeah.
Because you don't. I think you're right. Project buys. There's still players in them too. There's still something in there. There's value in there. As a club.
The main thing is Papi Gay. We saw him. He was not a player. Goes out on loan, comes back, and was maybe our best player.
Yeah.
These two, we're looking at them going, there's definitely a player.
Yeah.
Something's not clicking.
But then
they could start to click.
If they are wanting to reduce the wage bill and there's big earners that we can't get rid of, they might have to be the ones that go.
Yeah.
The worrying one is obviously Yangi.
It wouldn't surprise me if Milanovic is on pretty high wages.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think he needs some decent.
I think he's probably on the highest out of those three.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. Yeah.
Keskinen was very young when we signed him.
Yeah, true.
Even though it was $1 million we spent on him.
No. Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose. But I suppose the club will need to sell every players anyway before they can take the game.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Well, transfer window doesn't open for another week.
Yeah, 15th of June.
Yeah. So week today it opens. So.
But then even then when that opens, because the World Cup's on, and I know that we're not in that market, but I just mean the market that trickles down at the big move start and then all trickles down the leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Let's jump back into the season review. This is the part of the story where hopes turn to frustration, pressure starts to build, and the questions around Jimmy Thelin begin to get louder. Aberdeen were showing signs of life, fans were starting to believe again, and then came a trip to Greece. First stop, Athens. So the optimism that we'd had in the previous games was kind of evaporated when we went away from home in our first Europa Conference League tie, away from home, on 23rd of October. AEK Athens 6, Aberdeen 0.
Yeah, I mean, terrific. It was absolutely horrific. I remember this day really well because I was in Edinburgh for work and I was meeting you guys in the pub and I was legging out of Edinburgh, legging up the road. So I was listening on the radio and we were 3-0 down by the time I got to the pub. It really made me wish that I didn't go to the pub because it ended up being 6-0. But yeah, I mean, terrible performance. Probably the lowest point of the season, which is challenging because a lot of the points last season we had scored no goals, and but we were in a little bit of run of obviously form going into this game, but yeah, we looked unable to cope with the movement, the technical level. I mean, this team, they weren't an amazing team, but they were quick. They were really quick.
Yeah.
They're definitely overrunners in midfield. They were all organised. Our defence, we collapsed. After the first couple of goals, that was it. Mentality-wise, I think a lot of the players didn't wish they weren't there, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as we in the normal podcast I talk about me talk, he did prevent the scoreline a little bit in that game as well, to be honest. But
that's because he's having to save it and they kick it.
Well, I mean, that's true. But yeah, huge questions about the performance and mentality, I think, at this point. But yeah, to get beat 6-0 is horrific. Absolutely horrific.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything that needs to be said.
No.
It was shit.
There was nothing good from that. We were pish. They weren't even that special. Like we said, I think that Shakhtar team was better than the Athens team, but 6 goals didn't flatter them, and if anything could have been more. We were just that awful that day.
Yeah. There was no one else. No one to blame either.
No, agreed.
So back into the league action on the Sunday, 26th, at Pittodrie. I think we might have expected a little bit of a reaction, but we didn't get it. We went down 2-1 to Hibs.
Another game in the league, another loss. Looking at this one. So Hibs' opening goal came from what did look like a foul on Armstrong. Did he go down too easy? It's questionable. And then they broke through and that Cladije scored. I mean, he looks like a cracking player, but yeah, down 1-0. Nosters played an absolute screamer of a game with 2 absolutely ridiculous blocks to keep it at 1-0. And, I know we looked later on in the season, he was player of the season, and this just goes to show why he was. Johan looked to wrap it up, all 3 points. He made Dornton look as average as Sandy J. As it didn't take much to skin him.
No, he didn't.
No. And then, we've spoken about Lazetic scoring late goals, and here's another one where bit of a consolation, but he does get another goal on his tally. But to be honest, a lack of cutting edge from the Dons.
and we're really starting to see that the three up top just wasn't working. Centre man was isolated far too easily, and this is just another example of why you need to get that ball moving faster, and that's what Hibs did, and we didn't.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Hibs did us on the counter all game long, and we were pissing about with it again. 4 or 5 passes before you make a forward pass. It just wasn't fucking good enough.
No,
And yeah, I thought the one on Armstrong, he goes down too easy. It's one that absolutely could have been given as a free kick, but when you're 30-something years old, stay on your feet.
Yeah.
Don't give the ball away in the middle of the park, letting them run in.
I think if he didn't fall to his knees like Platoon,
he did it a little bit later.
Yeah, it was a phased fall.
Yeah.
So if he didn't do that, I think he would have gotten the free kick.
Now, we deserve to lose this game. I think 2-1 actually did flatter us. But in injury time, at the end of the game, they score a goal. VAR check, rules it out for offside. We score a goal. 55 extra seconds were played to the injury time. Not saying we would have scored.
Yeah. I wasn't even at the ground.
But I picked up on that.
I thought it was 3-0, so I was gone. I was in the car when
I was 100% at the time. I was going, fucking give the goal. Like, I don't care if it's offside or not. End this fucking game. Give that goal. Let's just move on with it. But yeah, no. Should have been given the chance to get our equaliser. Obviously, HFA against us once again.
Well, I mean, it was Celtic playing. It would have been.
Well, we'd still be playing that game.
Yeah. We'd stop and get that game.
Oh my god. Well, at least it's taken to, in the season review, October, and the tinfoil hats have finally come out. It's a lot further than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I think this game is. I think if you look at the Dundee United game that we spoke about, when the fans had turned there, and then we seemed to get a bit of momentum. I think when you added the AEK Athens and then this game of how bad those two games were, the manager's under serious pressure at this point. Definitely under pressure. And we then went to Kilmarnock 3 days later. So this would be the Wednesday night, and won 1-0. He just seemed to get something when it looked like, I personally think if we'd lost this game, he was gone. But he got a result then.
As well as also that game, Kelly were on top of us.
Yeah.
Our goal kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was another shot from distance.
Yeah.
Bounced up in the air. Armstrong. That was a nice finish.
I think that's...
But it was all Kelly in that game. And we okay, yeah, you can take the positives at the time of we managed to defend well for once. We did keep a clean sheet. But yeah, I think maybe should have had a penalty. They had a goal ruled out for offside. It was fucking tight.
Yeah, they had the set pieces caused us so much problems. Yeah. We were awful.
Funny that though. Pretty shit all season.
Exactly.
Well, that boy Robbie Dees he should have scored. There was one where he volleyed it at the back post and he's figured the stand almost. Like he should have scored. We probably shouldn't have won that game. No,
we shouldn't have. And I think, to be honest, with the carry on that we had getting there, so obviously we got stuck in traffic. We were meeting Charlie down there. Charlie standing outside the ground. We got there, I think, 2-3 minutes before kickoff. You just had to leave me with the car to go get you and Charlie in. I was 5 minutes late. We came away with 3 points, but I think if we'd lost that game, I might have done something really fucking stupid that night. I was raging. But 3 points.
3 points, back up the road.
Yeah, back up the road. You can't really argue with that.
Sets us up well for you guys going on holiday.
Yep. So the following Wednesday, we headed to Glasgow and jetted over to Larnaca to see an absolute roasting hot Cyprus, where the Dons came away with a point.
Oh, yes. Yes, I want to take this one, David. So, yes, as you mentioned, I took to Glasgow and then across to Cyprus, which was part one of a great adventure. And, this is where we thought that this is where we're going to get our first win in Europe. But it wasn't to be. Cyprus, it was a brilliant one to go to. Great weather. The build-up was amazing. The local cuisine and beverages were magnifique.
Even the wee cocktails that we had were brilliant. But yeah, we went down the night before, stayed in the hotel, got the bus down, got the hotel, and then met you boys in the morning for pre 6 a.m. flight, pre 6 a.m. pints, which has got to be done. But yeah, brilliant journey across there. Getting to the game again, brilliant. Bus was amazing. Atmosphere leading up to it. Obviously, ticket gate, getting to the gate.
Yeah, well, it's past now, so we can all. I think like a lot of Downs fans did. We obviously had. There was how many of us went? 5 of us went.
Yeah,
and we had 5 accounts. So we. There
was a wrong digit on one person's passport number, and we almost didn't get in. Everything matched. Name, passport number, albeit one digit, and he almost didn't get in.
To be fair, why did we get a dyslexic to sort of tickets?
He did a great job.
Yeah.
He did a great job. But that person would have been fucking...
Not saying got the rest of us to brag, but...
To be honest with you, the lineup of the police which we got were walking.
Oh,
if it wasn't right, we were fucked.
Yes, yeah.
You're not even like a
bloody war colours about 2 yards off my face.
To be fair, the support liaison officer came over and told the security guard he was being a bit of a tit. It's one digit. The name's matched. There's obviously been a typo somewhere.
Yeah. It's insane. I think it was 3 ticket checks prior to getting in the stadium, which is nuts.
Mental.
For the game itself, well, yeah, not much to say apart from it was the first time we were able to see Dylan Lovin, and he had a really good game. We thought, there's something here. Jack Mallon had a few half chances, but we didn't really trouble him at all. And then came that moment in the dying minutes of the game where Keskinen drove forward, cut it back perfectly to Milanovic at the back post with practically just an open goal. He then absolutely slices it wide. And I think every one of us had our heads in their hands in disbelief. And I think there's images to prove that as well.
Yeah.
And just as we were getting over the fact that we could have won the game with that chance, Larnaca up the other end, and somehow they miss a close range header, which would have been absolutely devastating to come away with a loss. I suppose that the tan lines and the hangovers lasted longer than the memories of that game. or the fact that somebody forgot that the butter was in their bedroom.
We can't talk about Buttergate.
Buttergate was fantastic.
Yeah. So we ended up with 2 packs of butter.
2 packs of butter. But I tell you, what a time to be able.
That was a great
That
trip.
was the best one. The journey home, however.
Just the way you say we travel across the whole unit just to get home.
Yeah.
I know it was. Going from Larnaca to Barcelona to Gdansk to Aberdeen. We saved £400 each.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The saving, unbelievable. Like.
Yeah, but it was even funny when we got to Gdansk and it was the weather here in Aberdeen. The fog was horrific.
Yeah.
The plane might not have been coming. We were like, they're fucking bad. This is the last flight. This is the last flight to get home.
Yeah. Well, I was fully prepared to be renting a car to drive home. Definitely that's what was going to be happening.
Yeah, it was some trip though.
But yeah, trip was amazing. Game was shite, but the trip itself, the memories from it.
Yeah.
And out of the 3 away European games, that was the one to go to for weather anyway.
Yeah.
So we came back from Larnaca and played Motherwell Tawdry, 1-1 draw. Lazetic should have scored the opener. Well-timed run from deep, free kick. He met the cross, completely free, around about the penalty spot. But a weak connection with his volley, and it goes wide. The first goal comes in the second half. Carlson gets the ball out wide on the left-hand side, just inside their half, and he runs past the last defender, cuts inside. A couple more defenders get back, and it's fired in the bottom left from just outside the D. Not right in the corner. Keeper maybe should have done a little bit better, but it's hit with a lot of power. And possibly unsighted as well. So I'm maybe being a little bit harsh on the goalkeeper. Carlson, though, he bought a ticket and won a raffle. That's pretty much what you want in that situation. And we wanted to see more of that from him. I don't think we saw enough of it.
Definitely reminded you of Papi's goal against Motherwell the season before.
That's true.
Picked it up on the similar position and then ran in and fired it.
To concede 3 minutes later, it's typical Aberdeen. The old adage, you're never more vulnerable than when you've just scored, and we did that. Set up to defend a corner, they take it. We're not quite ready. Shock. And no one can react quick enough to stop Just from tapping in. Mitov gets a hand to it, but it's not a save he should be making. We should be set up better.
Poor defending again.
Yeah.
You've always got to be alive. You can't let someone go out and take a corner without any of the players paying attention.
Yeah.
Utterly criminal, especially 3 minutes after going ahead.
Yeah.
Off the season we've been having. Pathetic.
Yeah. And I think, again, pressure is now rising again. A bit more, he saved himself against Kilmarnock, but then, seeing how badly we played that day, rumblings online again, looking for the manager's head. So the next game was 23rd of November. Hearts came to town. Hearts were obviously top of the league at this point. And the Dons go and save their manager by getting a 1-0 win.
Yeah, I mean, that's surprising. Maybe if you look back on the season as a whole, this is where the Hearts lost the league title. Started to build the blocks and the foundations are there. As Ferguson says, you have to go to Glasgow to win games to win leagues.
Yeah.
But people have to go to Pittodrie. People have to go to Pittodrie to win league titles as well.
Especially every other team has come to Pittodrie and won.
Yeah, and then they don't. Yeah. Foundations were there. The foundations were built there. Anyway, it was a performance that gave us a lot of hope. It was genuinely, something to look at compared to a lot of games this season. It was tight competitive with them. Obviously, they were in good form this season anyway. So there was chances for both of us. We were slightly on top in the first half. Maybe a little bit in the second half. We had something to hold on to as well. Defended well. Mitov didn't have anything to really do from a Hearts perspective, to be honest. The goal we got obviously came from Keskinen. Tried to play through the last ditch, intercepted, bounced straight back to him. Kind of goes himself and kind of slots in the far corner. So, decent goal all round. Okay performance. Wouldn't say it was amazing, but we got the job done. We beat Hearts, and that, as I said already, was the building blocks to them losing the title at the end of the season. So it was always a positive result.
Yeah. I think that was one to take the result more than the performance.
Yeah,
I think the performance was a lot more heartening to actually compete with a team that so far is unbeaten.
Yeah.
That was their first loss, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's
It was, yes.
So,
First of many losses that made them lose the league. So
yeah. Topi Keskinen started the trend.
Yeah, we were the first domino.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
But really, it is just no matter what is going on between either one of Hearts or Aberdeen, when they play each other, the home team fucking wins.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. So 4 days later, back to Conference League action. 1-1 with Noah, and apparently this was our most winnable game according to the TNT commentator.
Yeah, what a cracker. So we have to wait 45 minutes until we get a goal. So FC Noah had a shot from the edge of the box. It was an easy save for Mitov, who's been excellent this season so far. His distribution to Ashish.
At this point, you're hoping you might be able to play him against Indonesia or something.
His absolute amazing distribution out to Ashish. Just forward. The crowd were absolutely having a go. just tell him to get forward. Gets him unchallenged up near the halfway line, pings one for Keskinen to chase down the line, and Toby does what Toby does best and outmuscles the defender and keeps the ball in play. Plays into Nisbet, who controls it in the turn and scores in the bottom left corner. Scoring his first goal of the season since arriving from Millwall on a £300,000 transfer. Thank you very much. The FC Northern get a free kick right at half time. It looked a great save from Meadoff, but the ball was going wide. But just another show of how good he is for us in goals. Great shot stopper.
What a guy, beautiful man.
So an early second half long ball over the top of the middle of the park, out to the right. Nostor goes out to meet his man, run onto the ball. There's one guy in the middle to aim for. He can't stop the cross, which is too high for Milne, even though he's 9'2". To reach Devlin, he can't keep with his man and falls over, and it's an easy one for the striker to nod into the back post. Just another one of our calamitous defensive skills. We did push for the winner, but we can't quite find the killer pass or any quality needed to get it. A few half chances, but nothing's testing their keeper, and it is just typified our whole season of you're coming up against opponents that you should be beating, and we can't get a win. We scraped a draw.
I think I watched the highlights for this game, and when you see the goal we scored, the ball's rolled out from Mitov to Ashish, and Pittodrie, it's 45 minutes in the game, and we are fucking pissed. The scream, because he takes the ball, he turns, and he looks around, kind of walks forward with it, and the whole crowd is just like, fucking get going.
Yeah.
So we're not even halfway through the season, and that is the state that the fans were in at that point in time. Like, we had seen far too much methodical, slow, pass the ball sideways, keep possession, keep it safe. No one taking any chances. And we scream for it. He plays a pass over the top. We didn't see enough of the entire season. We get a goal from it.
Again, defensively.
27th of November, and Nisbet scores his first goal. That is shambles.
Shambles. Yeah. Again, defensive mistake again costs us points.
It's really bad defending, actually.
Yeah. Really. Devlin.
All three of them.
Yeah.
The cross should have been stopped. Yeah. Milne probably should have won the header, but I mean, okay, you don't know where it's going to go. Devlin should have stuck with his man. Can't blame Mitov. Never can, of course.
Distribution's amazing.
Mr. Distribution is the goal.
That's it. Mr. Indonesia.
Distribution Mitov, not Devlin.
Aye.
Yeah, it's just another one of those games what could have been for our season. We should have won. It was a winnable game. They weren't
that good, yeah.
I think
we play like we did against Shakhtar. We beat them quite easily.
Easy.
But that the Shakhtar game proved to just be a one-off.
Against mentality, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, your mentality, you're up for the big game. You're now up for the game that you can potentially win.
Yeah, we started the Conference League campaign and we had the hardest possible run. And obviously it turns out it fucking was when we see the quality of those teams. But okay, Noah, I think we definitely at the start thought, Noah at home, we should win that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of other games, I think even Athens as well, we could get a result out of this.
Yeah.
Noah, when you see, Shakhtar, they showed up, and all the other teams, when they came and saw them, we thought, okay, they are actually better than we maybe give them credit for. Noah were not.
No.
We really should have won that game. Conceding a goal that was embarrassing.
Yep. Agreed. So we then headed down to my wife's favourite away day of the season. She gets to go shopping in Livingston, and we go to the game. That is a horrific pitch. At nowhere when I ordered the tickets was I told that actually sitting in the seat that I had was a restricted view, because if I sat in the seat that I had, I could literally see the one box. Couldn't see the halfway line, couldn't see fuck all. I hate that stadium.
It was a great game for me and Al, because we had a fucking divider between us and Kwame for the whole game.
It was so good. It was quite quiet as well.
Oh, you're a fucking pair of cunts. So yeah, we beat what we went down, late goal, got us a 1-0 win.
Yeah, there really wasn't much else to that game. I think it was probably mostly us pushing, Livy defending for their lives. And it's a game where we actually did manage to get a goal. So
yeah,
we were quite happy by the end of it.
Yeah, the debatable thing was just is he offside or onside?
Yeah, I think that was the most entertaining part, because obviously
Literally was.
Georgie was now in our filming every game from the seat phase, and because it was right in front of us, there was the passing of the phone between round the pillar when I managed to pause it, and he's like, he's fucking on, but it took forever and a day. It was
the longer it went on, you are starting to think,
yeah,
maybe this is wrong.
Yeah, but if it had
VAR, and especially at that stadium, they just wouldn't have drawn the lines or something, and they'd just given it against us.
Did that not happen there?
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah.
Fucking dirty bastards. Anyway, yeah. 3 points.
We won and we're still complaining.
Yeah, 3 points and up the road.
But to be fair, Devlin's header was a good header as well.
Good header, good goal.
Like,
good cross from Topi.
100%.
Actually noticing that's 3 games in a row, Topi's done quite well.
Yep.
Guarantee was dropped after that.
Yeah.
Still fish.
But yeah, it's definitely like solid goal, solid header.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people could have just snatched that or whatever.
Yeah.
Just took it
Took it well. And then the highlight of it was there was a flare got launched on the pitch, which Topi picked up and handed it back in, which was fucking class.
Yeah,
One of his better assists of the season.
Fucking hell, it's not like you had a grudge, is it?
No. Especially not when you tell him, aye, Chris says you were fish. We'll just pause the rewind, go back to the night of the Scottish Cup win. What happened there, Glenn?
You're my favourite player, but my mate Chris thinks you're fish. He thought it was fucking hilarious.
You then proceed to get a selfie with Toppy sticking up his middle finger to me. Thank you very much.
What a guy.
Yeah. What a guy. Yeah. So, hoping to get some momentum, we hosted St Mirren. And this really was exactly this. It's kind of very similar to what happened the season before. A 3-3 draw when we snatch a point, when we've got 3 points in the bag.
It's slight improvement that we haven't snatched a draw from a winning position, but I think we said before, when you're looking back at how the season went, all the ups and downs we've had, the slight moments of maybe we're going to come through, this is maybe the game that absolutely killed our season.
Yeah, very frustrating game. Having come from behind to lead and having got that lead back again late on, yet another game where we concede very late, and we should have been able to see it out. It was just shite. We concede a calamitous goal. A long ball, Mitov comes out. He's fouled, very, very soft. Got away with it, but nothing really much else in the first half.
Definitely remember at the time thinking there's no way that's been given as a foul.
Yeah.
But that was one of the goalies get a little bit extra protection.
Yeah.
Mitov played for that, and he said it got lucky.
Yeah.
It was special.
St Mirren free kick, crossed into the box, bounces down, and the shot goes well over. VAR has a look, and the ball hits off Noster's arm from the cross, potentially being fouled by Gogic at the same time. Well, I'm saying potentially there. He wasn't potentially being fouled. He fucking was being fouled. And I think the fact he was being fouled is what caused his arm to hit the ball.
He's being pulled like that. So one arm's being pulled down, so the other one comes up.
Yeah.
You can't say that's an unnatural thing to have happened.
I think this is, again, VAR is only looking at one thing. They're not looking at there's not a why his arm has done what it's done. Kind of like the same as the Jensen one. His arm was moving before the ball got played to that position.
Yeah.
It's never a fucking pen, but yeah, they get it. So we did start to play when we went 1-0 down. Ball bouncing around from a corner while Polvara falling back. He stabs it in. So 1-1. Another corner goes all the way over to Nisbet. Poor attempt at a cross back in. Plays it back to Carlson, who shoots from distance straight at the keeper, but he can't hold it. And Lazetic does what you want your striker to do. He's anticipating it.
This run of the last few games we've been talking about, he's been doing what you want a striker.
Yeah.
He's popping up the goals. And at this point, I think we're still saying he's not up to full fitness.
Yeah. So he pokes it in. From a chance from us to score, they hoof the ball up. Milne has a mare.
Never.
It's a bad one, this one.
It's a bad. He tries to knee it back to Mitov, 40 yards out. 40 yards out. And it goes off his knee, his chest, just plays a Yunga through. And he then runs into the box and fires it through Mitov's legs. Can't really blame Mitov there. That was all on Jack Milne. I think they hesitated. Did he not hesitate as well?
It was a bit of a, what do I do here? I think he tried to head it, control it, get it back to the keeper. Joe Hart. But any experience, you're just putting that out for a throw in because you're being closed down. He's right behind you. Don't take any chances.
If in doubt, put it down.
Yeah. Worst case, you have to defend the throw in now. It's not. Yeah. But
we get ourselves back in front. Armstrong with a good cross, and Laz just gets enough on it. You can kind of see why Stephen Robinson rates him, because he definitely turned up against St Mirren.
Seemed to only turn up against St Mirren by the end.
And just got to see the game out. And once again, we can't. We can see late in injury time. Kilty out left, crosses it high at the back post. Maybe Lobbin could have done more to stop the cross. But it's the 99th minute. King manages to reach it through a pile of bodies, heads it at Mitov, and it just bounces into the net. We'll have all our big men back. We should have been winning that header, and Mitov should probably do better. But I think this one is a perfect example of kind of where we were at in the forward areas with set pieces and in the defending areas. I know this is a cross, but that late in the game, it is effectively like defending a set piece.
Well, we had everyone back.
Yeah.
It was the same as defending set piece.
No one is looking and thinking to themselves, what can I do in this situation? They seem to all be waiting for someone else to go and do it. And the someone who did it is fucking King.
Yeah. It's very much, I hope someone deals with that ball.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, that's coming towards me.
But all 11 are having the same thought.
Yeah. And I think that's where having 11 men back, you've actually got too many men back.
Yeah.
There's no accountability there. And also as well, is there an element of, well, what's the point in clearing it? Because it's just going to come straight back. Because we've got no fucking outball. Yeah.
Yeah, that's inviting the pressure on. And when you're playing against 11 professional football players that are going to just go for it, then you're asking them to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good they are. It doesn't matter that St Mirren nearly went down this season. If you just let them run at you, let them play crosses into the box, you're waiting for this to happen.
Yeah. Agreed. So 6th of December, we headed to Dens, and we came away with a 3-1 win. Another game where it felt, if this goes wrong, could it be Jimmy's last? But we found a win.
Yeah, it was a great way to kind of bounce back from a midweek disappointment, I suppose. It was a hard-fought game, scrappy, goals, really. And then, to top off, a brilliant finish from Nesbitt on the night. I think the goals, the first goal specifically was a loose pass from, was picked up by Carlson, runs from the halfway place through Lazetic. He has a decent shot away, decent save, but Ashish reacts quick at the edge of the box and fires it into the bottom left corner. Armstrong in the game comes close to a free kick, which off the corner of the bar kind of post, which was a great free kick. Carlson played pretty well this game, actually, to be honest. Wins the ball back just inside the box, makes space for a shot, hits bodies, and again, Ashish is the quickest one to react. and he had a decent game. This is one of the games I thought he actually played really well, and hits the roof of the net from the corner of the 6-yard box. So yeah, 2 goals.
I think at this point we were thinking a front three: Lazetic, Carlson, and Ashish either side would maybe start to work for us. Obviously, we were wrong. But still, even at this point, we just played shite. Obviously, midweek, even this team would still be Dundee.
Yeah. I think this game for me, I thought Ashish played really well.
He did.
Him finding goals as well. Like, I thought we were starting to see something, end product. He talked about how people at Sunderland said he didn't have any end product. I thought that game he definitely did. So we obviously gave a soft goal away from a corner. A head simple ball from post, and everyone back, but Dundee gets there first. It's a big Rick Astley, never lets us down, never give up.
He's never going to desert us either.
But fair play. But yeah, the goal of the night, I think, was definitely the Nesbitt goal. Edge of the box, stops the ball, takes a touch, and a beautiful curl outside the feet in the far corner. Really good build-up play from us, and really good finishing. Ending 3-1 away to Dundee. I had no complaints there at all, to be honest.
Slight complaint with how easy it was to concede a goal.
Yeah. That was a story of our season at that point.
Story of a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
All 11 men back defending, and they get to the ball first.
Yeah, definitely. But 3 points. Seem to be saying this a lot. Up the road. So our last Conference League home game was on the 12th of December. We hosted Strasbourg. Really, really good side. I thought we played okay. We only got beat 1-0. So.
Yeah, I mean, Torres was bouncing, and we obviously needed a win to have any chance of staying in Europe. We did put up a great performance against a side that could clearly hold themselves better than us, but hold ourselves high, hold our heads high, and we'll get some decent chances in there. But anyway, moving on to the game itself, we did have the ball in the net after 13 minutes from a corner, but it did sadly come off of Noster's arm after his head slightly, and it was the right call to make. But at that point there, it looked as though it must have woken up the beast, because they got back into the game, and there was a feeling that we could have done with a goal from a earlier good play, but we're only going one way, and that's to lose something here, which it happened when a ball came over the top from the right hand side. One attacker, 2 defenders. Devlin comes across to clear the ball. Milne leaves it to him. Again, a bit of he said, she said. You want it? No, you take it. No, you take it. Misses the ball completely, gets in Milne's way, and then ball falls perfectly to the attacker, who doesn't need to take a touch. He just places it into the back of the net. Another calamitous defending from Aberdeen, which we will talk about. We've been previously talking about how calamitous the defending's been. There's plenty more to come this season. But we don't let our heads drop. We'll keep on pushing for a goal. Nossa does get a good save from one of his headers from another corner, and to be honest, Lazetic should do better to turn an across from about 6 yards away, but the keeper was quick out to that. Strasbourg themselves had a fair few chances, but Mitov comes up with a couple of top class saves. One of them, which is deflected, he manages to change his direction and get a hand to it, which is very hard to do. De Gea, kind of Schmeichel-esque.
They've got posters of Mitov on their bedroom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then Devlin gives away a pen. It's poor from him. The winger goes past him, and he just kind of falls onto him. But Demi does do, and not like Keller-Roos, he can save a pen, and he does so down to his low down to his right hand side. But to be honest, it was a good performance, but it really wasn't on the same. Sorry, we weren't on the same level as them,
no,
and we didn't do enough to get back into it.
I think as well, 2 out of our 3 home games in the Conference League was against teams that went to semi-final.
Yeah.
And that game, as another one of those where we did put up a really good performance. I remember we started very well. We were on top of them, if anything. But the goal, I think it's booked us as well as them. Like we both, there was a change for both teams after that.
Yeah.
To play really well and then concede the goal that we conceded like that.
Yeah.
That's the frustrating part.
But then
obviously it's a season-long thing.
Yeah, as we say, it's down to
Stupid,
another
silly goal.
Yeah.
Like, we worked really
defensive
hard,
mix-up.
and then there you go, mate.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not fun.
Yeah, getting in each other's way, not making the decision you need to make. Like you said, just do something with it.
Yeah.
One of the things that stuck with me from that game was obviously their manager in the pre-match talk. He was very respectful of us, you know, and the way he spoke about the game as well, I thought was really, really good. Kind of manager looks like he could go somewhere in the game. I wonder what's happened to him.
I don't know. Did he not go on to take on a role down south somewhere?
I'm not sure.
Where was that? Was that another blue kind of nose block?
Part of the same football group.
Oh, right, okay.
Thought it was Enzo Maresca.
That's the one. Pochettino.
Anyway, back to league business on the 14th of December, and we had Kilmarnock at Pittodrie, 2-1 victory. Yeah.
Unexpected, really.
Yeah.
You do sort of assume off the back of that we probably were going to go and lose a game. But yeah, shockingly, you will learn that we went behind to a tremendously soft goal.
No. You couldn't see this.
Toby had the ball out left. He tried to run inside with it. Again, instead of a winger going down the line past his defender, he's coming backwards and inside. He kind of just fell over, hands the ball to them. It's one through ball, and our entire defence is taken out of the game. The boy, John Jules, I think he played in Red Dwarf, scored an absolutely brilliant finish, lifting it over Meathoff.
That was like a cat finish, wasn't it?
Yeah. Later on in the half, they had a penalty. Ref gave a penalty for handball against Jack Milne. VAR tells him to go have a look at it, and yeah, to be fair, it would have been a harsh one to give. Like, bounced over. It didn't bounce, but it just came over bodies. His hand was in a natural position. It kind of just hit off him. So he overturned it, shockingly. Second half, we actually did start playing quite well. Or at least we made chances, which is something we hadn't seen up until this point in the season. They had 2 or 3 blocks off the line. That's goalie saving it. Defenders coming flying into. I think Shinnie had a couple of shots that were blocked. I think one came off the bar. Then Nisbet, shockingly, breaking free, using his pace to get in behind the defence. Looked like he was a mile offside at the time, but actually timed his run brilliantly. Plays it across Bilal, which tapped it in. And then we get a very soft penalty. It kind of balls in from a corner and it landed kind of in the scrum of players. You could say it's on his arm, but the ref gave it, so VAR's not going to overturn it. And Carlton scores. We held on to it. A good win for Aberdeen.
Yeah, this was a game at Bilovic scored for us.
Yeah.
I think that was maybe our first. No, he played against Dundee United.
Aye, come on, United had a bit of pace. We got right. And then, but this was just came on and
He had something about him, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it was another game. Performance wasn't great, but we ground out a result, which was the important thing.
But it took us going a goal down to start playing really. And
Before when it was 0-0, we were slow, pedestrian, 5 passes at the back, everything that is wrong.
Yeah.
With us throughout the whole season. So
but amazing passing accuracy though.
Especially from the goalie.
Yeah.
So we then went on to our final Conference League game away in Sparta Prague.
I was there, so I should take this one.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say, like?
Part-timers around here. I was in Larnaca as well, I'll have you know. My thoughts going into this game was obviously we were already out of Europe, quite pathetically, really. This was a game for all these star players who have been brought into Pittodrie to play a Europa League campaign, not a Conference League campaign. These are meant to be, this is where they want to play football. So this is your last chance to prove to everyone at the club, everyone watching the club, that you deserve to be playing at this level. And we were fucking awful. Prague is a great place. I would highly recommend going. But my God, the football was shit. Absolutely freezing cold. We barely laid a glove on them. They got goals so easy, but it was, some of the finishes from them was levels above what we could even dream of. Bit of a stinker.
Yeah, I agree. Their goals were good. They did show the level above us, to be honest.
At the time, I remember thinking two of them, maybe Mitov could have done better, but they are actually just really good finishes.
Yeah.
And we just, couldn't get near them.
I think it does kind of sum a lot of things up, that performance. When you think they might do something, go the Scottish way out of glorious failure.
Yeah.
And it could be looking back, they just didn't turn up.
And then also,
fortunately,
that was them finishing top 8 by beating us.
Yeah.
And they weren't the only team we played that finished in the top 8.
No. Well, we finished second bottom. Only Rapid Wien were worse than us. They had the same goal difference, but they picked up 1 point rather than our 2 points. For a team like Aberdeen to finish...
we're just huge.
But when you look at Shamrock Rovers, they finished with 4 points.
Yeah, but again, it goes down to your opposition. Their opposition wasn't like ours.
But then
we should have got
we
should have got that win.
Yeah.
But when you're playing against 4 or 5 of the teams that finish in that top 8,
2 of the semi-finalists,
a couple of them get into the semi-final, then you can be forgiven.
We probably did go what we deserved from that.
Yeah. Anyway, back to league action on the Sunday. Travelled to Celtic Park. This was during the Wilfred Nonce debacle, where...
Were we the only team not to beat them?
I think this was 3 of his 6 points that he got in this game.
Yeah.
We started the game okay.
I will let you rip into Mitov this game.
I'll not hold him back on this one.
This should be an episode itself.
Don't say Andy's a board out. Because tactics are blue for Celtic. Anyway.
We started the game okay. We sat in, defended well. We could see the soft goal. Maida makes a run through and cuts it back. It's an easy finish. We should do better, but we weren't out of the game. We started to kind of go for it with a couple of shots. Feels like we might have been able to get something out of the game. And then Mitov, he comes out of his box, playing the sweeper-keeper role. He looks to play the ball across to Loban. Point number 1, the pass is fucking horrific.
Well, the pass is not to Loban.
Loban's trying to go forward, but he plays it behind him, so he's got to change direction. It's a horrific pass. Loban then has no option but to try and run back to his own goal, but he's got Maeda, who's grease lightning as it is.
There isn't. There's no worse player in Scottish football.
No.
To be in that position chasing you down.
And I don't even, if I remember rightly, it wasn't like he pulled him down. They crossed paths.
Yeah,
it was effectively Loban did nothing to Maeda.
Yeah.
But it's 100% a red card.
100%, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But if we could, we'd have given it to Mitov because it's entirely his fault.
It's all his fault. He can see the whole pitch.
He should have seen that Maeda's there and just gone, right, well, no.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have come out that far to get the ball. But once he has, the option is to just hump the ball, get rid of it.
Agreed.
The thing is, there was games before this game where his distribution started to get worse, and then that was just the icing on the cake for me.
Yeah.
It was horrific.
His head went, but to be fair to him, second half of that game,
we definitely did.
I don't think I've ever seen a goalie play better than that
it
45 minutes.
He was horrific in that first half.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for him in the second half,
I
spent the entire
we would have been out of the goal straight away.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whole second half, I was just going like, save after save after save, and I'm just going, don't care. He's fucking cost us losing this game because of him.
Yeah.
There were some of the saves he did though.
Outrageous.
Yeah, he did make amends for it, but
Right.
it was kind of unforgivable as well.
He made amends for his mistake, but at the same time, he cost us the game. So,
Yeah, because if you've got 11 players on the pitch,
Yeah.
who knows
That's
what would
not
have happened? Yeah, exactly.
Bilalovic and Kjartansson came on as a rare outing for Kjartansson. I think he did absolutely brilliant in this game.
yes.
He looked like that is where he should be playing.
Yeah.
He did so well. He wins the ball back brilliantly. He plays Bilalovic through. Bilalovic controls it, does well, finishes it, and then ran over the Dons fans and scowled at us, which was hilarious. Yeah, it was random as fuck.
I just offer you saying that, not seen enough of Kjartansson and he looked like he belonged.
Yeah.
Signed him on the 3rd of July, and that's his first game on the 21st of December.
That was his first game.
So this, again...
Break him in easy, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's the same as like the Mitchell Frame situation. What is Jimmy doing?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know what happens after this. So, is this where it went wrong for Jimmy? Was his refusal to try something new
Yeah.
the issue?
The thing is, Kjartansson played for Iceland in October, November.
Yeah.
So he played football. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's utter ridiculous.
The numbers eventually told Tierney with a simple header at the back post and Forrest with a tap and killed it. I genuinely think if we don't have that red card, the way we were playing in that first half, we were getting into the game, I think the equaliser still would have come.
No.
But I think it would have been the Celtic fans would be more on top because
of how their season was going.
Yeah, the way it was going, but also as well because they were playing against 10 men, and this is one thing that at Celtic Park they are so good at it. It's like the fans suck the ball into the net. The amount of late goals they get, and you can feel it when you're in that stadium. They do, like, they can be vile at times towards their own team.
Yeah.
But when they want to get behind them, and that day they did get behind them, and that gave them, I think it would keep 10 men, that doesn't happen. So, yeah.
I also seem to remember off the back of that, basically just didn't see Lobben for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Almost like he was blamed for that card, which is just
ridiculous as well.
To be honest, we didn't see him for a bit, and I don't think he's actually come back in that much.
Since
Under
then,
any manager, yeah.
Because for a while before then, we were doing... Devlin was our right centre-back and Lobben was outside him.
Yeah.
So we had the two right-backs.
Yeah.
And we almost completely stopped doing it after that game.
Yeah, agreed.
So, no traditional Boxing Day fixture this year because Boxing Day was a Friday, wasn't it? So they moved the game to 27th on the Saturday. Dundee United came up to Pittodrie, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, Don started with a lot of the ball. But to be honest, it was always United in front, really. 3 shots from range before United took the lead. First attack came from the boy Fa, who's actually been a pretty good signing for them this year, to be honest with you. He wins the ball on the left from Devlin, comes inside, Milne backs off, which is not untypical of him. Lets him shoot. Again, not untypical of him. And Meoff should do better. Not untypical of him.
That's the way of the season so far. It's completely unexpected.
I know. Shock. So yeah, a sheesh with a shot from the edge is spilled by the keeper. Carlson taps it in. 1-1. And our performance, which we didn't do enough, we didn't create enough in the game to win. To be honest with you, I think we didn't really put Dundee United open in that game enough to say that we should comfortably win that game at all. Which, to be honest, was poor because normally when Guido side comes up to us, you sit in. They don't really attack us, but somehow we allowed them to have a go at us. Really, to be honest. So again, not a great performance and our defensive calamity from certain players in the squad as well.
Yeah, awful. Yeah. But again, our own worst enemies.
Defensively, it's terrible.
We ask teams to have a go against us. We invite pressure.
As well as you get that game at home at that time of year, it's always a big crowd.
Right.
You get past fans that maybe only go a couple of games a year because they're home for Christmas, or you get, fans that haven't been in years, but they get tickets for the game for their Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to get these people excited so they're going to come back. Yeah. And we didn't do that. Yeah, again, just shit. So we then headed down to Edinburgh on the 30th. 3 days later, this is another poor result. Humbled 2-0 by Hibs.
I'm yet to discuss a win. Maybe I'll get one at some point.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
But a couple of chances from the Dandies, one for Sandy J and one for Carlson. We just can't do anything with them. That was kind of the first half wrapped up. Not much happening there. Moving to the second half, Hibs started to ramp up the pressure, and they took the lead when they caught us on the break. We were just carved open. We got bodies back, but we just couldn't stop the attack. And Cladije tapped it in a cutback. Sorry. Nisbet thought he had squared the game, but he was flagged offside. Another one of my favourite VARs. Where the lines weren't straight and the on-field decision stood, which was wrong. It should have been a goal.
Yeah, the fact that the line that they were using is actually quite close to the 18-yard line, you could see that line's not parallel with the 18-yard line. We've seen this a few times with Team U fucking VAR in Scotland. It's not fucking good enough.
No, it isn't. So, another shocking decision by the VAR and the officials. And then, just to put the killer blow, ex-Dundee, Junior Hoylett, added a second in stoppage time. Maybe a keeper howler here, was it? I don't know.
You can almost guarantee it was.
Who's in goals?
Sooner.
Yeah. But from this one, we're very toothless, and we did take our chances when they came. And we just didn't create enough when we went down 1-0. But again, if that goal had stood offside Nisbet, it wasn't offside, again, would it have been a different result? Yes, it would have been.
Yeah.
I think when, looking at those last two games, we've conceded goalie howlers, defensive calamities. But that's coming from, we're going to make mistakes like this if you ask the other team to attack and attack and attack and attack.
Yeah.
If we try and do something ourselves, the attack is the best form of defence. They've got something to think about. They're going to send less players forward, less attacks, less chance of us making these stupid mistakes. But we're just asking teams to carve us open and exploit.
If you're looking back at most of these games that we've played, say most, or bar a few, you've got to obviously score more goals than the opposition to win, right? That's the deal breaker. Usually we're scoring a goal a game. You're not going to win any game scoring one goal per game.
Score more than one against Dundee?
Well, Dundee, that 4-0 win, I think it was
3-1.
We're in 3-3.
Yeah, and
3-1. What I'm saying is, on average, we're scoring about a goal a game, which is just not good enough.
No, definitely not. So, Happy New Year to everyone at this point, as we went to Falkirk.
Did we get it?
First time we played at the Falkirk Stadium. Our away end the size of what you get at Parkhead or Ibrox. I was one of the lucky few to be there to watch Falkirk win 1-0.
Yeah, so jealous you got to go and see that.
I think the best thing about that game was the placement I got of the flag. It was ridiculously good.
I thought you were going to say the best part was standing right next to my father. I think this was probably as bad as it got. We've maybe said that a couple of times, but this was horrific. I know Falkirk are a very good side, and losing 1-0 to them maybe isn't an embarrassment, but at this point, the run we've been on, that was absolutely pathetic. And I mean, I wasn't there to experience the crowd at the time. You could hear it through the cameras, and obviously you were there.
Yeah, I was there, and it was
so. I've heard it as bad as the Motherwell game that Stephen Glass got sacked after. You don't survive that sort of atmosphere, and unfortunately,
the atmosphere in the away end wasn't great. Really, from probably I would say not long before halftime, because we were rotten. Yeah. We did nothing the whole game. Once Falkirk went 1-0 up in the 58th minute, that's when it turned, and it was as vile as it gets.
Yes.
The only saving grace for kind of the players was the ball was never really down that end of the pitch in the second half. We didn't break that off them. It was rotten. That's as bad as it gets. And I think what's coming next was not really a surprise when you heard Jimmy's post-match comments. He criticised the players publicly. He didn't do that very often. But yeah, the next morning, Jimmy was relieved of his duties. As I said, his post-match comments, you got the feeling he knew it was coming. I think the players had bailed him out sometimes, but they just weren't playing the right way to get results in Scotland. Whether that's the way he set the team up and they were following out his way that he wanted to play football, or whether he wanted them to be different and they weren't doing it. At the end of the day, that this does fall on his head, and he'd been a dead man walking for a while. He lifted the Scottish Cup for us, just 6 months before, and when he first came in, he went 14 matches, winning straight games. He will go down as a Dons legend for the 24th of May, 2025. But that was it. He was given his marching orders.
It's a shame because he's quite clearly a nice guy. He did want it to work for him, but when you're looking back again, taking in the season before, it did go on a bit too long.
The credit in the bank for the Scottish Cup eventually did run out.
Yeah.
And I think if we were having this conversation after the Dundee United game, after the St Mirren game, after the Celtic game, it had to happen. I think if you look at what the board and Davy has done with previous managers, I always felt that he was a bit quick when he got rid of Glass, personally. I think, yes, it did get... But I think he went the opposite way with Jimmy. Jimmy got more games than he should have.
I now think, looking back, that we maybe could have stuck with Glass a little bit longer. But I do think he'd reached that point where a lot of our managers have got there, where there's a turn in the fans, and no matter what you do, as soon as you have one bad performance, one bad result, they're back on you and you've got to go.
Yeah.
Jimmy reached that point. Glass was there, McInnes was there, Goodwin got there. They've all got to that point where you could win 5 games in a row, you lose the next one. Those fans who want you sacked are straight back out online. Mm-hmm. They want you gone. Unfortunately, there was no saving them.
No. Good. So that brings us to the end of the Jimmy Thelin reign as Aberdeen manager. And honestly, it pretty much summed up Aberdeen Football Club in a nutshell. There were moments where you thought we were on the verge of something special. Moments where we looked like a team that was building towards a real identity. And then there were moments where couldn't defend a set piece, couldn't score a goal, couldn't buy a bit of confidence. So part 1 and part 2 ends with Thelin leaving the club, the fans frustrated, the season drifting, and Aberdeen needing something, anybody, to stop the slide. Next time we'll move into the Peter leaving caretaker area. The man handed the keys to a team low on confidence, low on form, and desperately needing a lift. Could he steady the ship? Well, we'll find out in part 3.
Thank you for listening, and please like and subscribe. Please also look out for Sheepfiddler ASC on TikTok, Twitter and Instagram.